It's time for local stories from across the East. Local food. Local fashion. Local businesses. This is your home for local. This is the East's Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina CW.
Hello and welcome to the East Daily Download. My name is Mark. I'll be your tour guide on this adventure across the East. Hope your day's off to a great start so far. We are on location again in Greenville at the Carolina Ice Zone. We're having a great time this week, skating, concession stand, doing all kinds of great stuff. So we have a lot in store for you today. Good show ahead. I'm going to get off the ice now because I've been on here for a little while. So why don't you join me in the concession stand and we get some hot chocolate and get off this ice, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Just in the state of North Carolina, it's a given 11,000 to 12,000 youth in foster care.
But there's not enough licensed foster families to meet the state's need. Maybe you've thought about it, and maybe it's something that's been heavy on your heart for a while now, but you just didn't have all the information. Or maybe you've second-guessed the idea, worried you wouldn't be good enough. Here's the reality.
You don't have to be perfect to be a foster parent or a foster family. We are looking for families that are teachable, that are nurturers, and willing to provide that safe and loving environment, and just willing to step in and be that gap.
You can be single or married, but you have to be 21 years old. You should have a stable home and income and space to care for the child.
Fostering is no different than being a parent of your own, and we will equip our parents with extensive training. I think that's one of the things that stand out about Methodist. We do provide extensive training to our families, and they go through training for about 10 weeks where they meet at least twice a week, and then they have staff assigned to them and work with them through that assessment process.
The first step is to reach out to the Methodist Home for Children. You can email, call, or visit their website at mhfc.org. They'll get back to you within 24 hours.
And then offer them an opportunity to come to an information session.
Information sessions are held at least once a month.
We try not to overwhelm families on the front end and provide them all of the information up front because it can be a little overwhelming, but we walk them through the process.
So if you're debating whether this is for you,
take the plunge, just do it. I have talked to many foster parents over the years,
and they all say it's rewarding to bridge the gap between each child and their families.
Our nation's capital, decisions are made here that affect all of us. And today, more than ever, people want truth, understanding, and accountability. So join us every evening as we bring you CBS News original reporting from around the world, while keeping our eye on what's going on right here in Washington.
And bringing you the latest news and weather across the East.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
After WNCT-9 and Your Side News.
What we see in Pitt County and Greenville is a slight drop in the unemployment rate. In fact, it's been going down for the last several months.
In November 2019, the city of Greenville was at a 3.7% unemployment rate. It was at 4.0 in October. Greenville Mayor P.J. Conley says he's very happy with this trend.
It's a good trend to see that the unemployment rate is dropping, and we'll continue to work hard and work with some of our partners to make sure that those jobs are readily available.
James Cluckley is a research director at East Carolina University. He looks at the job rates and economic growth of local areas. Cluckley says this all depends on what's going on nationally.
When the nation grows, North Carolina is going to grow. In fact, North Carolina is going to grow a little more quickly.
Though North Carolina is one of the fastest growing states in the country with 10.5 million people, Cluckley says most of the economic activity happens in the central part of the state, with the eastern and western parts lagging behind. He shares his projection for Pitt County.
We don't expect really strong growth this year. The two biggest employers in this county are the university and really healthcare. You're not going to see a lot of new employment, new faculty coming here because we're on budget restrictions, and healthcare's constrained.
Though he doesn't expect huge growth, Cluckley says we're heading in the right direction.
Maybe we don't have quite the chances for a job that you may have in Charlotte or Raleigh, and We do our best to kind of close that gap, but it's not going to be overnight. But we're going in the right direction.
WNCT.com, your one stop for local news and weather from across the East, with special features like online originals and our live stream WNCT Now. Visit WNCT.com for details not in the newscast.
Hello and welcome back to the East Daily Download. Hope you're doing great so far. Hey, quick reminder, you can watch this show on the go wherever you are with the WNCT mobile app. Get it at the Google Play or the App Store, download it, and you can watch on the go anywhere you are. You could even come to the Carolina Ice Zone here to the rink and watch this show at the rink. That's what we call very meta. It's very just like, anyway. I'm going to take a break from being out on the ice, going to go get some of this world famous hot chocolate I keep hearing about. Just kind of take a break for a little bit because my feet are tired. So I'm going to let these great skaters out there skate, and I'm going to take a break. So we'll be back in a little bit.
I was struggling with exercising at all. And even though I was a member of a gym, I didn't go. I couldn't find a pattern that worked for me. I was a typical mom, and I was in typical mom mode. So that was something that I really wanted to work on, because I think that showing my daughters that I was taking time to focus on myself was like the most important gift that I could give them. So a friend of mine advertised this Fit Body Boot Camp on Facebook. You could sign up, send your email address in, you could get like some free recipes and everything. And I thought, well, a good way for me to start taking care of myself is to start eating better. So if I get the free recipes, then that would be great. And then that turned into an invitation to come and try it. I've had 900 workouts. I can't believe I did this. I mean, I really can't believe that I was jumping on boxes and doing kettlebells, and I did the ropes. I really couldn't believe I did it. And when I got home, I was so excited to tell both my girls and my husband that I had, done all that stuff, that I wanted to go back and do it all again. It's always harder to take the first step. It's not until you come here and you feel the sense of community and you start working out that you start actually accomplishing those goals. There is absolutely zero pressure for you to compete with someone else beside you. It's crazy to think that I've had 900 workouts, and that all started by walking into a room and I didn't know anyone. And all I did was kept coming back. And once you make it a habit, it becomes a part of your life. And I think that that's something that you can get here at Fit Body Boot Camp that you can't get anywhere else.
Learn how to make cool crafts on a budget. Check out my weekly DIY series, Let's Craft, every Monday on WNCT.com.
Usually at 3:30 in the afternoons we'll open for either public skating, hockey practices, figure skating, but our real busy time is the weekends.
Yeah.
Fridays, 3 o'clock Fridays through 5 o'clock Sundays, we're pretty packed.
Okay.
With events going on all weekend. And of course, over the holidays, that's our little prime 2 weeks that we are really, really busy.
Right. Okay, so we talked about the really busy. Let's talk about the lull. And you mentioned to me that the spring things hit a little bit of a dip before they pick back up in the summer. What do you attribute that to?
I think that the weather starts to get nice and people are excited to be outside again. And
how dare they come in and skate?
And baseball picks up.
Yeah.
And we're so close to the beach. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay. Now, do you guys run any special programs in the spring to help get people in?
Well, a lot of schools will come here for their final class field trips.
Oh, okay.
And we do get a lot of schools and groups coming from outside of Greenville.
Okay.
From the beach towns.
Right.
They come over here just to try ice skating.
And do you guys actively recruit or advertise to like a Jacksonville or Morehead City to try to lure, get people here?
We have a large Girl Scout event every year, and we get Girl Scouts from all over eastern North Carolina. Some of them come as far as two hours away just to try the ice skating event, and then they earn a Girl Scout patch and a Boy Scout badge for that.
Okay, that's interesting. How do you stay warm? Obviously you have layers on. Is that the key to the whole?
Yes, I do have 4 layers on top and always 2 layers on the bottom. It's just a natural thing for me, I guess. It's just routine, even in the summer.
And so vacation for you is not going to a colder location, but it's going to the beach.
It has to be someplace warm, yes. Someplace warm. I can skip the ski trips. I'm fine with that.
I can understand it. You know, when you look at this place in the history, because it used to be a roller rink years ago from what I understand, which is a really interesting that it's a hockey rink, an ice skating rink now. What are you proud of, you know, from where you've gotten the business and taken it to where it is now? What, you know, when you look at this, what goes through your mind and what do you feel?
I'm really proud that it's such a family-friendly place and people feel comfortable bringing their kids in and leaving them with us, and just that it's such a nice place to come as a family or where you can bring your children.
Hello. Again, you're everywhere. Yeah. So I keep hearing about this world famous hot chocolate.
Yes.
Could I get an order of that?
Yes, you can.
But could I get it in my East Daily Download mug?
Would you like marshmallows in that?
Sure. Well, of course, yeah. I've got to have, you do it whatever way it needs to be done the right way. This is pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to this experience because it's cold out there and it's nice and warm in here.
There you go.
Ooh.
Here are your marshmallows.
Oh, cool. A little cup.
Enjoy.
Okay. So I just dump
them in there.
A little cup, a cup of marshmallow. Ah. Perfect. We'll be right back on these daily downloads. Stick around. Cheers.
Deliver this to Colonel Mackenzie. It is a direct order to call off tomorrow morning's attack. If you don't, it will be a massacre. We will lose 2 battalions, 1,600 men, your brother among them.
1917 focuses on a single desperate mission in World War I, unfolding in real time and apparently in one unbroken take. That meant months of preparation for Oscar-winning director Sam Mendes, Oscar-winning cinematographer Roger Deakins, and the cast and crew.
We had to know what the shots were before the sets were basically laid out and designed, before the trenches were dug or the farmhouse was put in place. You know, everything had to be worked out to the script.
A mile of trenches, no man's land, fields, rivers, streams, orchards, farmhouses, canals, burning towns at night, and everything had to be measured before it could be, as it were, constructed or chosen.
We need to keep moving! Come on!
The stars reveled in the process.
We really got to experience the, you know, behind the scenes, and we were a real part in building this film up from nothing with Sam.
The whole crew rehearsed, and there was never a lead element other than the story, and Sam masterminded and curated that beautifully.
We've got orders to cross here.
That is the German front line.
Hold back! If we're not clever about this, no one will get to your brother. I will.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
So what we have out here tonight is C League hockey. This is for the guys that are, you know, looking to have some fun, just here to have a good time. We also have B League, and those are normally on Monday nights. Those are for the guys who are out here to have fun but want to be competitive about it. These guys, they're not really in it to win. Well, of course they are, but in general, they're here to have a good time. Well, what I'm doing for the game right now is I'm scorekeeping the game. So any shots on net, any saves, any goals. I'm also working the scoreboard, making sure that everything stays right. And I'm generally called out if I mess something up by both teams or the refs. I started here from a young age actually playing hockey. So this actually became more of my home than anything. I always thought, what am I gonna do for a first job? And I thought, why not go to the one place that feels most at home for me, work here. I'll tell you what, great place to work, especially since our boss is great. She's very flexible at all times. And even still, even if it's last minute, she somehow manages to pull her weight and also work along with us. A part of this sport and a part of the ice in general is the feel of something different that you weren't born to do. And when you're out here, it feels like you're flying in a way. It's just an altogether different feeling, different emotion that you get when you're out here on this ice. And the fact that you get to work out here in this environment too and constantly feel that emotion, it's just breathtaking.
Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back to Shelby from the Humane Society of Eastern Carolina. We have such a pretty girl with us today. Who do we have?
We do. So this is Layla. She's about 2.5 years old.
Nice.
She's the perfect family dog. If you want a dog that loves kids, loves to be by your side, loves to shake, she does have a little
Some
party
tricks
trick
already.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a great girl. She just prefers to be the only animal in your house.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
I mean, with a beautiful girl like this, do you really need anything else?
Absolutely not. She has been mellow the whole time she's been here. She seems very comfortable in any setting, really. So perfect for a new home and for a loving home as well. Can you give everybody a good shake for us? Good girl. All righty. Well, Layla is up for adoption at the Humane Society of Eastern Carolina. If you'd like more information on her or any other pets they have up for adoption, make sure to visit hsccarolina.org.
So now that we have a contractor in place, we can go ahead and begin to move forward.
Moving forward with plans to build 4 new affordable single-family homes in Lincoln Park. The homes will be made for people to buy who have low to moderate income levels.
We will have the new units, and the city will also make available down payment assistance for those that, home buyers that qualify. So we're really excited about that opportunity.
The 4 new units will be located here on this lot on Fleming Street, near the corner of Bancroft Avenue and Fleming Street.
We do have plans, house plans for those units. There will be 2 plans that are available. We're going to work with a realtor for the first time to help to sell those units, to market and find eligible buyers.
The city of Greenville is actively working to rebuild the Lincoln Park neighborhood. City leaders consider Lincoln Park a priority zone for community development. These efforts include not only new construction of affordable houses, but home repairs and infrastructure improvements.
So we have a lot of different activities happening in a centralized location so that the community can really appreciate all the investment that's going into community development and revitalization efforts.
One resident who didn't want to go on camera tells Not on Your Side that he hopes the new construction will raise the property value of the area.
I used to play in this exactly two years ago I started, and summer is mostly because I'm a student at ECU, so I don't want to cross-pollinate and focus on hockey when I should be focusing on books and such. But I just became a ref actually in December. They had a seminar down here. We needed more refs in Greenville, so I like playing hockey. I officiate for ECU for intramurals for like soccer and softball, so I might as well try it. We had a 6-hour classroom session and a 1-hour on-ice session. Yeah, plus a 4-hour online module that they did to break the class down from 12 hours. It's the only ice rink that I know of in Eastern North Carolina, at least up until Raleigh, so you have an hour 15 if you really want to go anywhere to skate otherwise, which that's on the base level. Otherwise, it's always a welcoming environment. You can trust everyone. Like, I never have a bad experience here. Like, Stephanie, the owner, is 100% very, very welcoming for anyone that wants to, learn how to skate or anything. And the fast pace, the excitement, this is a non-checking league, so you won't see any of the big hits or the fights that you'll see in, the NHL or the AHL. But this is definitely one of it's probably the fastest paced sport that you can play, and it's honestly one of the most physically demanding. There's a reason why they're only out there for a minute or minute and a half at most, and they come off and they're just tired as heck.
everybody, I'm Alexa Kay with the Down East Wood Ducks, and today we are here in the team store at the stadium for me to show you guys a few of my favorite things. For starters, we have the white Wood Ducks cap. I wear it all the time on the field. It's one of my favorites. I love it. Next, we're gonna have the Avocados t-shirt. That's our new Copa logo this year, so make sure you guys come out and get it. I love it. Great color. And then third, we have the collard greens t-shirt. This one's one of my favorites, mainly because it's so soft, and I'm a big fan of green. It's my favorite color. So make sure all of you guys come by our team store 11 to 4 Monday through Friday to shop all things Wood Ducks. And be sure to follow us on social media at Go Wood Ducks. Thanks, guys.
Well, that's going to do it for this week at the Carolina Ice Zone. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. We are wrapping everything up here. The Zamboni is out on the ice, which means it's time for us to say goodbye. Don't forget, you can come to the Carolina Ice Zone. You can figure skate. You can play hockey, birthday parties, all kinds of great stuff. Go to their website. It's a great time. Great people own this place in Greenville. Get out, come out, have a great time. And speaking of great times, we've had a great time here and we've had a great time with you. So come out and enjoy, and the Zamboni's coming my way. So I'm gonna get off the ice right now. We'll see you next week, East Daily Download.
When we hit the road for the next edition of the East Daily Download. We're live at Whirligig Stage for an interview and performance from Twisted Knot. So now the name Twisted Knot, where did that come from? We've got another Fit Body Boot Camp for you.
Your muscles may hurt, but you just have to keep going.
And if it's Friday, that means we have Let's Craft coming your way.
And it's always nice to show your bridal party, hey, I'm thinking about you, and I appreciate you giving all this time on my special day.
We'll see you on the next edition of the East Daily Download on Eastern North Carolina, CW.